A very good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining us for the weekend edition of the Lunchtime News, the bulletin that brings you those stories that made headlines within the week. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and thank you for joining us when I'll give you the news in detail. In our top story this week, President Yoweri Museveni cautioned saboteurs of Uganda's progress against any attempts to disrupt the country's peace. President Museveni cites unscrupulous people tarnishing the country's reputation before foreign missions, warning of unimaginable consequences. The president communicated this at Kololo Independence Grounds, where Ugandans gathered to celebrate his achievements and that of the NRM. More details in the story.
Kola ceremonial grounds in Kampala was the place to be on Friday. Ugandans in their thousands gathered to celebrate the achievements and legacy of President Yoweri Museveni. Mainly made up of NRM supporters, they converged in big numbers to celebrate 38 years of executive leadership. Museveni, who was the main celebrant, lauded organizers for organizing his achievements towards the country. In his speech, President Yoweri Museveni said his 38 years in power has focused on security, which has enabled the country to develop.
Especially some of the opposition groups. There are people who think they can disturb Uganda. Uganda. They go to the embassies. I know which embassies they go to. Go there, drink coffee, eat pancakes and so on, and they are given money by embassies, foreigners. But what was sent? Mubatabure Uganda. Factories are faces of Muraba, the Tuzimbie. Amashamba gemulaba tusobola tutya okukkiriza nti wabeewo atutabula.
Museveni's remarks did not skip NRM's achievements in social services, including free education, health care, and infrastructure development.
After putting that forward, education for all, immunization for all, security for all, then there was prosperity for all. We have moved well on that. And in order to do that, we must get rid of all the corruption in the educational system.
Focus also continues to be on prosperity for all and wealth creation through industrialization and factory establishment.
Sagara abazanyi n'abalorezi njagala bonna babeera abazanyi. Wealth creation buli omu alina okwetaba mu kugoba obwavu mu maka ge. So therefore you, the NRM cadres from up country, ensure that people are encouraged to get involved in wealth creation. Because you have seen those factories and the farms. The more we produce, the bigger market we need. The internal market of Uganda is not enough. You need to talk with our East African comrades to consolidate the East African common market.
President Museveni also reiterated his move to fight corruption in the country.
And I would like the IGG to follow it up. I got a delegation from Kagadi, and they were saying our children are not getting jobs because they don't have money to buy jobs. But we are there, we are here. I am here. I have your support. I have the support of the freedom fighters. The other patriots are there. And the victims, the Wananchi, are there. So the three of us are going to crush the corrupt.
On her part, the First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni, attributed the NRM and Museveni's success to the grace of God.
I know that universal education for both primary and secondary education is one of the ways this government has been striving to strengthen the weakest link among our people, to ensure that ignorance can become a thing of the past. And I know that it has not been able to achieve all the objectives of universal education, but we continue to believe that sooner rather than later, it will achieve those objectives.
Other celebrants lauded President Yoweri Museveni for ushering in and sustaining peace, as well as other social and economic services.
Our population in subsistence production used to be at 68%, now they are at 39%. We have increased in revenue collection. We used to collect 5 billion shillings, but now we collect 32 trillion shillings.
It has given us enough security. We really are so grateful for our country. We are very proud. We move everywhere we go. We are so happy, in fact.
You took up arms together with your other 27 comrades, some of whom are here with us today to celebrate you. Uganda was bleeding, was praying. Your liberation war and victory restored hope for peace and security in Uganda.
The occasion was crowned with cutting of the cake, followed by awarding of gifts to the president. Also in attendance was the Vice President Jessica Arupo, the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja, the former Vice President Edward Kiwanuka Sekandi, ministers, members of parliament, religious leaders, cultural leaders, among other dignitaries. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
And still on that note, hundreds of Ugandans Friday morning thronged Kololo Independence Grounds to celebrate the achievements of and the legacy of President Yoweri Museveni. This follows Museveni's 38-year tenure at the helm of Uganda's leadership since 1986. The day saw merrymaking, expressions of love and joy from the congregations, characterized by celebrations to appreciate President Museveni's legacy and achievement.
Early morning, precisely at 7 a.m. on Friday, the doors at Kololo Independence Grounds are opened. This is aimed at aiding anxiety-filled Ugandans to access the venue for the long-awaited day. They are here to celebrate achievements and legacy of President Yoweri Museveni.
These are all the chairpersons, NRM chairpersons, sub-county chairpersons, and the district chairpersons. They are here with me to celebrate the achievements of His Excellency the President.
And in 1997, we achieved district as an independent district from Moyo. We have been created. Then we have a hospital, that is Dragado. We have a permanent road, which is tarmacked. We have health centers, which are grade 3.
Most, if not all, celebrants are clad in the color of the sun, yellow. The tents, pavilion, and unsheltered grounds are all filled to capacity. As they anxiously wait for the arrival of the main celebrant, the gathering is charmed with entertainment from various artists. Songs, poems, and comedy praising President Museveni's achievements towards the country are publicly displayed. Besides music, the grounds are colored with decorations depicting Museveni's achievements. Then comes the long-awaited moment. The arrival of the president is blessed with clouds, gathered to sanctify the day at midday. Come rain, come sunshine, hope no earthquake. The celebrants are more energized to receive the fountain of honor. In company of the First Lady, Janet Museveni, the president arrives to a willing reception by the vice president, Jessica Alupo, and the NRM director for mobilization, Rosemary Seninde. This reinforces celebrations which go on and on and on. What a Friday, and indeed a great day for Uganda. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Now, the NRM party members were also treated to a thrilling performance by Uganda's famous musicians at the party's Thanksgiving and celebration of the legacy of their national chairman, Yoweri Museveni, held at Kololo Independence Grounds. Details in the story.
In the background is a song entitled Tubonga Nawe, released in 2015, and a theme song of the NRM party's political ideologies as they prepared for the 2016 general elections. Notable among the musicians who featured in the song by their stage names were Jose Chameleone, Bebe Cool, Juliana Kanyomozi, Rema Namakula, Pastor Wilson Bugembe, King Saha, and the Good Life duo, the masterminds of the project. Since previous years to date, candidates vying for different political positions have made it a trend to make use of artists' music to draw support from the public. It was such a similar experience this Friday as renowned Ugandan musicians and ruling NRM party diehards joined the party's supporters to celebrate the legacy of their national chairman Yoweri Museveni.
Jaja wamune mami bajja kugamba ebintu bingi nnyo ebikunyumira naye weebale kuuma ggwanga lyaffe Uganda.
Celebrations caught the attention of the president, who was accompanied by the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, after Uganda's legendary singing icon Joseph Mayanja performed his Basimo Ogenze song.
Bolikolere ggwanga ebiresimisa byokka banange gwavaawo obutasiima ekyo kye kimmalamu amaanyi ne mu byekola byonna. Bani abasiima muzeeyi wanika omukono mu bbanga bw'oti bw'oba tosiima so omukono gwo wansi abasiima teekayo ebiri.
By the president's strategy of handshakes, he invited Jose Chameleone as a sign of bond before taking a photo with him and the First Lady. Jose Chameleone, Bebe Cool, Eddie Kenzo, Kusasira, Gravito Mutuju, and Alien Skin are the most trending performers under the NRM party camp. However, some of these have oftentimes lived in provocation and claim to be attacked by the opposition supporters and vice versa.
Njagala ku-inspiringa bageto yuti njakukola studio enene. Yes sir. Mwena mufuuke nga betuleeta abalala Gaza n'abalala.
By press time, many supporters were in parting mood. I'm Ivan Joko for UBC.
President Museveni last week created the State House Revenue Intelligence and Strategic Operations Unit to do an oversight on Uganda Revenue Authority operations and fight corruption within the tax administration system. The president has also appointed Mr. David Kalemera as a senior presidential advisor and head of the unit. The creation of the unit will help the government close revenue leakages and boost tax collection. Now, some more from this week. Uganda Cancer Institute commissioned a project at Mulago Hill, unveiling plans for a position emission tomography center alongside the Eco Garden and House Tank. The initiative marks the second phase of the PET molecular imaging project aimed at enhancing diagnostic capabilities for various medical conditions, including cancer. Dr. Jackson Orem, the Executive Director of Uganda Cancer Institute, during the groundbreaking event, noted that the $120 million project is funded by the government of Uganda and will transform healthcare delivery over the next 50 years.
In order for us to diagnose cancer accurately, we must be able to see with our eyes where the cancer cells are. This PET technology is going to help us to begin to see where the cancer cells are, and so that we can target our treatment where the cancer is. Right now, the technology that we have, you cannot do that. You only do guesswork. So we want now to reach that level, and that is what the PET project is about. We have taken long just simply because technology has been evolving. About 10 or so years ago, we did not have this technology, but now we have it. But at the same time also, we cannot wait until 20 more years to come in order to bring that technology to our country. So actually, instead of us thinking that maybe we have delayed, I think we have moved very fast. We are moving with the technology. So the delay is partly because with every new technology that comes, there is also the cost element. And at this point, actually, this technology is very costly, and I think partly that is why, in most cases, people have not thought about it as very important. But we have actually convinced our government that our people need it. The reason is simple. Most of our people who are going outside for treatment are actually going for this. And if you calculate, you'll find that actually we are spending more than between $80 to $100 million on those patients who are coming back. And if you give me that money, the center will be completed.
The hospital is life. Everywhere is life. The moment you touch on water, if you switch off, you know you have switched off people's lives. Always have that in your mind, that you will not switch off water, because water is life to our clients, to our patients. So in whatever we do, make sure that there's no disruption of service at any point. It's only a matter of switching on and switch off.
That when there are supply shocks, at least the hospital complex remains well served. And from the details which I've heard from the project manager and the contract manager, there will be extensive water needs in the facility. Equipment, cleaning, human consumption, sanitary need, and all these details. And this means, therefore, that the facility must have an uninterrupted water supply.
And furthermore, the State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Okello Oryem, emphasized the importance of strong bilateral ties between Uganda and Rwanda. This was during the 30th Rwandan Liberation Anniversary celebrations hosted by Rwanda's High Commissioner to Uganda, Colonel Joseph Rutabana at his residence here in Kololo.
Rwandans residing in Uganda, along with well-wishers and members of the diplomatic corps, commemorated the 30th anniversary of Rwanda's liberation at an event hosted at the High Commissioner's residence in Kololo. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Okello Oryem, offered his congratulations to the Rwandan people on their achievements and progress towards prosperity. He acknowledged the country's challenging past, but focused on the positive developments Rwanda has made.
Rwanda's economy has remained resilient, adaptable, despite challenging external domestic factors, achieving a high economic growth rate, which development in services sector, industrial sector, and other areas.
He further emphasized the cordial relations between Uganda and Rwanda.
Let all doubters be warned that no amount or misunderstanding or differences between Rwanda and Uganda are lasting and cannot in any form or shape shake our relationship, crack our relationship, or even shift our relationship by a millimeter.
Rwanda's High Commissioner to Uganda, Colonel Joseph Rutabana, spoke of his nation's remarkable journey of renewal and development.
This journey has been long and difficult, but thanks to the able and transformational leadership, which chartered a clear and shared vision with inclusive policies and equal opportunities to all, considerable achievements have been made.
Rutabana also provided information to Rwandans living in Uganda about opportunities to participate in their nation's upcoming elections.
Our country will have legislative and presidential elections this month on the 15th, and for the Rwandans in diaspora, this exercise will take place on Sunday the 14th, and will also be carried out in our High Commission here in Kampala.
And furthermore, the Uganda Police Defense Force handed over the previously seized Congolese fishing gears that were allegedly termed as illegal according to the Fisheries Protection Unit. Over 28 boats and 31 fishing engines that were previously impounded in May at Butiaba landing site in Butiaba Town Council, Bulisa District, have been handed over to the Congolese authorities.
Finally have a reason to smile after reclaiming their previously impounded fishing gears by the UPDF Fisheries Protection Unit on Butiaba landing site in Bulisa District earlier this year in an operation that commenced the 23rd May 2024.
Today, we handed over around 28 boats, fishing boats, and 31 fishing engines to Congolese authorities, so that were impounded in Ugandan water bodies.
According to Lieutenant George Ntunjire, the commander in charge of Bulisa section, Ugandans have highly fostered the acts of using illegal fishing gears by taking bribes from the Congolese fishermen. He disregards these actions and advises Congolese fishermen to follow the right protocol.
Information I wanted to pass to Congo fishermen. There are people here in Uganda who get money from you and say that we are with the commander that is not true. We should not be lying to give money to someone.
The RDC Bulisa District has emphasized the actions of the Fisheries Protection Unit, not against the Congolese fishermen, but to execute legal fishing measures.
FPU is not against Congolese. FPU is not against Ugandans. Its only intention is to make sure that the lake is free from illegal fishing.
Furthermore, the most efficient measures to ending the conflicts on water bodies between the DR Congo and Uganda is to reach a mutual agreement on the safest fishing gears.
My prayer and proposal is that these two countries, since they are sharing the same lake, they would have the uniform regulations and laws governing this lake.
As a member of parliament, I think this is the first step to a deeper engagement and collaboration with the Ugandan authority to ensure that we sustainably manage our lake resources, but also to bring peaceful resolution and to solve conflict on the lake peacefully.
Kain Faith and Rose Murungi for UBC.
Ubuntu Consulting Limited has won a contract to design the structure for the Nile Basin Center of Excellence. The Executive Director of the Nile Basin Initiative, Dr. Florence Grace Adong, while handing over the contract to Ubuntu Consulting Limited, stressed that this is a good step that will help in the mobilization of resources.
The Nile Basin Initiative has officially handed over a contract to Obut Consulting Limited to design the structure for the Nile Basin Center of Excellency. The Executive Director for the Nile Basin Initiative, Dr. Florence Grace Adongo, handed over the contract to the Project Manager for Obut Consulting Limited, Ichmaru Humphrey, at the Nile Basin Initiative Secretariat in Entebbe.
Congratulations. Thank you. So this is your copy, and this is ours.
Dr. Adong noted that this important step will help in resource mobilization.
We are very pleased that the Republic of Uganda gave the Nile Basin Initiative land, and about 8 acres of land is where we are located. And in one of the meetings of the Council of Ministers, they approved that this place should be developed into a center of excellence. And so we are now moving into, we are finished with the master plan, and we are now moving into the design and the development of the bills of quantities that will enable us to do the resource mobilization.
Ubuntu Consulting Limited pledged commitment towards completing the structural design within the agreed period.
This project is one that's going to help Nile Basin Initiative execute their mandate to the Nile Corporation, and that is to have conferences here to help with research and people. We have a team of architects, engineers, quantity surveyors. Ubuntu is a multidisciplinary firm, so we have the capacity to deliver this project in the time that's required of us. It is within 5 months we're going to the project, and the deliverables include building permit and construction drawings, which we shall be able to do. We have no doubt about our capacity to deliver what the client wants.
The Nile Basin Initiative works towards developing the Nile Basin water resources in a sustainable and equitable way to ensure prosperity, security and peace of the people. Adia Nakute, UBC.
And furthermore, 21 candidates who were shortlisted for the UPDF assessment exercise from Moroto and Napak districts have been disqualified after they were found with forged documents. According to the division spokesperson, Major Isaac, many candidates were found with academic documents that were not matching with the credentials on their national identification cards. More details on this report.
Well, and has registered a high turn-up.
Where we commenced the exercise, and in the 4 districts of North Karamoja, Karenga, Kabong, Kotido, Abim, were able to successfully recruit at least 91 candidates, and out of these 24 are females.
However, during the exercise, some candidates were found in possession of false documents, while others lacked requisite qualifications for consideration.
Tell us the truth. For us, we go with those ones that tell us the truth.
Let us at the street, they don't have registered.
They're not going to arrest you. Go back to school, get genuine papers. Recruitment is not ending.
20 candidates were found with forged academic documents in Moroto, while 7 were found in Kotido and Abim districts.
Mismatch of names on academic documents vis-a-vis names on national identity card. Secondly, there were issues of forgeries, especially in Kotido, affecting the candidates of Abim and Kotido districts. About 7 of them forged academic documents, and those ones we ably handed them over to police in Kotido for further investigation.
Nonetheless, some of the requirements presented by some candidates that were accepted included a Uganda Certificate of Education UCE and certificates from presidential skilling hubs.
It says over P7 and someone attaining a vocational skill in a vocational training or technical institute does not add up, because the earlier advert to which we stand for was O-level, and it should have done O-level 2020 to 2023. So under qualifications were automatically disqualified.
The recruitment exercise continues this Saturday in the districts of Nakapiripirit, Amudat and Nablatuk.
Amanya gange nze Namutebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde, nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyennyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere, weewaawo abafere gye bali, naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanye eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire.
Together, we're unstoppable. Hey, business people of Uganda, the Ugandan National Lottery is coming. It's the perfect opportunity to boost your business. Zimba your business by becoming an authorized Uganda National Lottery agent. By paying a security deposit of just 250,000 shillings, you will receive your very own Uganda National Lottery terminal, expert training from the pros themselves, and marketing materials to skyrocket your sales. And with a generous 5% commission on every ticket sold, the potential for earnings is limitless. Don't miss out. Act now and call us toll-free at 0800 33 44 33 to see if you qualify. Join us today and Zimba your business. Ituba Uganda is regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Weekly Roundup News. Now, as part of its 30th anniversary celebrations, MTN has extended support to government-aided schools in rural areas across the regions of Uganda. Bishop Danstan Nsubuga Memorial School in Kalangala is one of the schools which has benefited from this initiative, valued at 100 million shillings.
Over 380 students at Bishop Danstan Nsubuga Memorial School on Bugala Island in Kalangala district are said to benefit from enhanced access to digital learning equipment donated by MTN Uganda. This initiative, valued at 100 million shillings, is the highlight of MTN's extended 30 days of Yellow Care campaign aimed at advancing education and digital skills across Uganda.
As a senior for student, I'm going to use these computers for research, for more research about the new curriculum, and even to know more about the country.
Research that we give to the learners is going to be very easy. Also the teachers, because we also make research to prepare before we meet our learners every day. So the internet provided is going to ease the research in two ways, cost-wise and the time.
This initiative aligns with the government's implementation of the competence-based curriculum, digital transformation roadmap, and Uganda's Vision 2040, underscoring MTN Uganda's commitment to bridging the education divide and empowering youth in rural and remote communities.
So the whole focus has been going to schools that are underprivileged or do not have access to the right of infrastructure, which impairs their learning. And we have seen our staff do different activities supported through the MTN Foundation. We have put up water tanks, we have planted gardens, we have put up pit latrines where it was necessary. In every school where we have gone, because of the big belief we have around digital literacy, we have also put up at least 20 computers and given free internet for 6 months to 12 months across the country.
Spending a lot, for example, on the water. But now with the provision of the tanks, the costs are going to go down, which is going to enable us to carry out other activities in our institution.
This year's Yellow Care initiative, an extension of MTN Uganda's long-standing 21 Days of Yellow Care program, was in celebration of MTN's Group 30th anniversary, now in its 17th year. This flagship employee volunteerism initiative underscores MTN's firm commitment to driving positive change within communities across its operations.
And furthermore, the government has been applauded for its efforts towards rejuvenating Uganda technical colleges. This was during the 13th graduation ceremony of Uganda Technical College in Bushenyi.
Government's strategic direction towards bettering technical institutions has been hailed by the National Water and Sewerage Corporation Managing Director, Engineer Dr. Silva Mugisha.
Government's efforts in revamping and upgrading technical colleges will translate into job creation and hence poverty eradication in Uganda. The phasing of TVET policy is a big milestone in offering highly demanded skills that shall contribute to the realization of the government Vision 2040.
Mugisha was at the 13th graduation ceremony of Uganda Technical College Bushenyi, during which more than 1,000 students graduated in various fields.
Important to note, our chief guest, is that the number of females is still very low compared to TVET and the general national target of 30%. But also it is important to inform our chief guest that we have done what is in our space to increase this number. We have gone on radios, we have gone in churches, all avenues possible, and the number is increasing, and we hope it will continue increasing. Our chief guest, the number of government-sponsored students has, for the last 8 years, remained constant at 320, 160, year 1 and 160. Yet this number is still very low.
With the concerted effort by government complemented by private entities like the Islamic Development Bank, Uganda Technical College Bushenyi has in the last 8 years seen its enrollment grow from 320 to more than 1,500 students.
So I believe that you bear testimony with me that government of Uganda is indeed committed to ensuring that we have skilling of our nationals.
And now in the world of business from this week, dairy farmers in Ngoma and Nakaseke are urging the government through the Ministry of Agriculture to support the establishment of a milk processing factory to enhance value addition. Professor Ahewa Wilbur, an agricultural researcher and educator from Makerere University, highlighted that Ngoma sub-county in Nakaseke district produces between 250,000 to 300,000 liters of milk daily.
Successful cattle keeper from Kinyogoga village, Ngoma sub-county, Nakaseke district has significantly benefited from modern farming methods introduced by Professor Ahebwa Wilba Manyisa. Gumisirita has adopted improved feedlots, biogas for energy production, and on-farm haymaking for his herd of 200 to 500 cows. These advancements have enabled him to achieve a milk yield of 10 liters per cow daily.
It helps us in dry season where grasses are scarce, or in dry spell where animals don't have grass. We feed on this dry matter. And it is very good because whenever the animal takes it, it feels thirsty in a short period of time. So it takes a lot of water, and at the end of the day, you find that you're getting a lot of milk from the animal.
Mugume Job, another farmer from Ngoma Town Council, also acknowledges the impact of modern techniques on milk production, highlighting an increase in his own yields.
Microbes, we use microbes to fasten the fermentation process and to avoid rotting, because you see it is outside. Sun heats it. Rain also does the same, but we cover it with this black polythene 800 gauge because we don't want any moisture to enter.
Professor Ahebwa Wilba Manyisa, drawing from his agriculture research experience gained in the Netherlands, has extended his expertise to residents of Ngoma and Nakaseke North, aiming to boost milk production in the region.
And setting up a feedlot so that you are able to use a small area to produce, because in the rainy season you can harvest like 3 times. So you can use a small area to produce what is enough to feed many cows. And the cows' productivity also improves. The fact where we need the government, because now we started with farmers who are able to do it, but we think with government intervention, if we can get tractors, in like 4 tractors in the entire Greater Ngoma, so that farmers who are not able to do it on their own are able to use these tractors, the cost of setting up these feedlots would be much lower.
Despite adopting modern dairy farming techniques, Ngoma sub-county faces challenges in marketing their milk. Nevertheless, it ranks as the 2nd largest milk producer in Uganda, following Chiruhura district. Charity Nahawe, UBC News.
Welcome back, and now in sports, the 2nd edition of the FUFA TV Cup has witnessed its 4th match day as teams contested the round of 64 second leg.
Reigning champion St. Mary's College Kisubi has been ejected from the FUFA TV Cup by St. Bali Kudembe Mitala Maria Senior Secondary School. The visitors at St. Bali Kudembe Mitala Maria lost this round of 64 second leg by 3-2, but qualified to the next round 5-3 on aggregate, having won its home leg 3-0.
I feel happy because we've been making enough training. Although my students, most of them are still young, lower classes, senior 1, senior 2. But I managed also perform.
St. Mary's College Kisubi became the first team to fall this year, but this didn't derail the mood ahead of next season, especially with the quality of players at its disposal.
Kashaba is good, and that is Kashaba Sharin. That is just number 10. He's a good fellow, and he has been a motivation to the team. And scoring a brace is not may not be a surprise, but he has been performing to his best like that. There are other people that could have scored more goals, but maybe luck was not on their side. These boys could have scored more goals. So we put up a fight attacking, but the goal didn't go past the goal line. But I know next year, probably, since he's in senior 5, he can also help the team to progress because he's the assistant captain. The captain has been the goalkeeper who's in senior 6. I know that motivation can take him higher.
This tournament that is for traditional schools is a welcome relief, with the direct involvement of school administrators offering a welcome sight.
Oh, I feel great. I thank God for this win. I'm very happy that St. Valley Kudembe has qualified for the round of 32. I thank God. I congratulate the boys so much for having put up a spirited fight. It's been a nice match.
In some of the other games played, Jinja College, Lubidi SS, Mengo SS, Lango College, Ngora High School, St. Edward Bukumi, Gombe SS and Komboni College advanced to the round of 32.
And furthermore, it is to a fact that most sports talents are identified from way back in school. Sports days give chance to many students to showcase their talent. Now at Jinja College School, students competed in different sports activities showcasing talent. The Jinja City Education Officer Haruna Mulopa advised students to utilize their godly given talent to balance them with academics and brighten their future.
We are waiting for the bull to be handed over to Mugaga House. We are waiting for the bull to be handed over to Mugaga House by the chief guest. Stop there. Please stop there. Oh, stop there. Remember that the chairs. Let us remove the chairs. Please. Don't make the bull violent. Please, do not leave the seats in the field.
Akibu was also a very good athlete, and when he made it for the country, he is still remembered up to today. Those of us who were not born that time, we still remember him. So even you, when you decided to take that route, I want to assure you that it is the right way for you if you have decided to take that. But however, the best person has to balance academic and also sports.
And furthermore, the District Education Officer, Jinja Elijah Chisambira, has cautioned schools that lack any playing fields to try as much as possible to acquire some, lest they affect the children's well-being and growth. Chisambira was presiding over the sports day at Pilkington College in Jinja, highlighting how sports is key for both fitness and equally talent growth. More details in this report. And that brings us to the end of our weekly roundup edition of the UBC Lunchtime News. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold. However, do join us later on for more news in our subsequent bulletins, Kiswahili, Luganda, and English. I'll be your news anchor tonight. See you then.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.